Block Boy Radio.
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 Block Boy Radio. Block Boy Radio.
So you hit it off in senior year, right? And did you get recruited after that?
No, I didn't get picked up by a major league team. I didn't get drafted or anything like that.
No?
Why do you think?
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, height has a lot to do with it, and they look at potential. You know, they're an investment, they're a company, they're investing in you. They look to see what their investment is and if they're going to get something out of you. And I don't think they saw that. I think they saw a guy who wasn't very fast, had a lot of whatever, but had a lot of heart, and you can't measure heart. You know?
That's right.
So, but it was okay with me. You know, I paid for my education. I gave it back to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, my brother, my sister, and myself all got scholarships. So to help out my dad financially, that's something that we came from poor and all that stuff, and get our education paid for what my dad wanted. It's the best feeling ever, you know?
Who was the first one to graduate out of your siblings from
brother.
college? Yeah, then you, and then your little
Yeah, my
younger?
brother, then me.
Damn.
And you know what? I think I graduated first because he went to go play pro ball and then came back and graduated. So that's
you're
a
the
good
first
question.
one?
I think I might claim that, but I have to research it.
So you and two siblings?
Yeah, older brother.
All of y'all got college degrees?
Yep.
Coming out of the hood?
Coming out of the hood.
Planton's hood over there?
Yep.
Damn, that's
C14
unheard
and
of.
boys, yep.
What helped you, like, do that? Because, like, you know, in the hood, usually, you know, the school to prison pipeline, and, you know, typically people in the hood are going to jail or the cemetery.
Yeah.
What helped you?
Well, you know, the whole saying goes, it takes a village, right?
Yes.
To what do they say? It takes a village to raise, and that's what it was. It wasn't only my mom and my dad who kept us strong in baseball, my baseball friends. It was the hood that kept us strong and pushed us to be, you know, so it was everybody who kept us out of trouble to keep us pursuing our stuff. But my dad really laid the foundation. Like, he was, you know, they were with us. They weren't just, they were participating with us. They were always there for us to explore what we wanted to do, which was play baseball and go to school. And so my dad's number one goal was to continue to and finish college, and how can I let him down for a guy who gave up so much and brought us over here? So, you know, I was.
That's interesting that you say community and your parents. Is there? I know you were telling me a story earlier, right, about like almost getting into a fight in middle school, and you know, you grew up in a hood in a community, right? They didn't let you because you knew. Can you tell us?
Yeah,
that story.
I was in Walter Reed Junior High, and there was gonna be a fight, me and this other guy, and outside of school, after school, there's a little place where you walk down outside of school, and there's a tunnel there, and that's where fights would happen after school. And some of the people that I grew up with from C14, North Hollywood boys and whatnot, they found out that I was gonna fight. You know, we were gonna fight. Okay, let's go. Well, they're like, no, you're not. You can get in trouble, bro. And I was like, yeah, but you know, we're gonna fight. And they didn't want me to get in trouble. That's why I'm saying they were so key into keeping me out of trouble that by the time I got to the but we're gonna fight, they already beat the guy up for me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's love. That's homie love right there.
And I was like, nah, bro, you know, and they're like, nah, you're not getting in trouble. I've gotten suspended. I'll go to another school. So they really took care of me and my brother and my sister, and there's much love. My mom still lives there, man. I got another story I'll tell you later on how they, even now, you know, middle school was 30-some years ago, you know, even now it's still love with people that my age that have kids that now go back and respect, and my mom still lives there. It's amazing.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But so, not to go off track, so what you get your degree on at CSUN?
Yeah, so I graduated with my bachelor's in sociology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, minor in criminology.
What made you pick sociology?
Yeah.
I like that.
Sociology, well, you know, I was a cadet at Pierce. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have no major, no nothing. I was getting a scholarship. And I had, like, work as a cadet, so you work with the police officers there.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know? But I didn't know what major to get. I just wanted a major. But I had this teacher at Pierce in sociology. And I took the class, and it was the best class I ever took. Like, this teacher made everything interesting. It was fun. Man, it was awesome. And I really learned a lot. And I was like, that's what I want to do.
That's right.
That's what I want to major in, because I don't want school to be hard. I want it to be hard but enjoyable.
Yeah.
And so I picked sociology.
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And you don't regret that one?
No,
And
They
then
had the shortest amount of units too, so that was it. Nah.
and what made you get a minor too?
Yeah, well, because then at that point, once I went to CSUN and knowing a little bit like, hey, I better graduate, and what am I going to do? At that point, I knew I wanted to go into law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
And so then I was like, well, minor in criminology, so I learned a little bit about that goes hand in hand with sociology.
Okay, so you went right into law enforcement once you graduated?
Yeah, about 3 months later, I got hired. I had already started the process, like right before I graduated. And so it's a process. You got to go do physical, written test, oral test, backgrounds, psychology, all these different tests. And so it takes a process. By the time I graduated, about 3 months, summer passed, and then I got hired on.
When you graduate, CSUN?
98? 98.
Okay.
98. Wow.
Right.
98.
And what law enforcement agency?
Yeah, so I went and I got picked up with the LA County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, all right, sheriff.
Yeah.
Like sheriff is the one that you also got to go, like they say the first few years you have to go do it at county, right?
Yeah, so you gotta when you graduate, you can either go work the jails, or you can work the courts.
Okay.
Yeah, or bus driving, but usually everybody, because it's more spaces open to work the jails, and I worked Wayside down in Pitches Detention Center up in Santa Clarita.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
2.5 years. I was short time at that.
How was
time.
that?
That was really cool, man. It was different, you know. It was different. You're outnumbered,
Yeah.
right? At least to the location I worked, there's dorms. So there's 96 inmates per dorm, and you have like 2-3 deputies that control that whole dorm.
Yeah.
And then there's modules and whatnot. But it was different because it's a cat and mouse game about power, right?
Yeah.
Respect, right, for sure. And then there's jails, a lot of shot calling going on there. A lot of stuff going on. But it was cool, and it was different. It's a controlled environment.
Yes.
The streets, not controlled. There, you stop somebody, they don't have a gun.
Yeah.
Out here in the street, you pull over a car, they could be a murder. You don't know, they have a warrant, a gun, nothing. So that's a controlled atmosphere, which is totally different, but also dangerous.
Were you tripping out, like, when you got there? Like, I mean, because you growing up in North Hollywood and little by little, cadet, CSUN, baseball, and then, like, bam, it's kind of like, fuck, you're working at a fucking jail now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is it considered jail? Prison? No, not prison.
It's county jail.
County jail?
Yeah,
Okay.
so then they house anything that you get sentenced for under a year. Anything you get sentenced for over a year, you got to go to state prison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can still be in county for over a year while you're going through your process. You can be going, I'm going to court for like a year. You're still in jail if you didn't make bail or you don't have no bail. But yeah, I mean, I think the academy gets you ready for that. So there's scenarios and whatnot, that get you ready to go to jail and train and all that. But it's still different the first day you show up, and they all know. They know you're new. You got a new uniform. You're acting all weird and scared and stuff, But and then look, the inmates know they pretty much run the jails. They're your best training officer. They give you all the information. Hey, you go to open a door and you don't know which door because you're new. It's that one right there. Well, okay, thanks. And they're right. They know. They pay attention. What key, what time things are going down. Smart.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
So you got to do like 2 years there before you hit the streets, or that was your choice? Like, I'm going to be there 2 years and I want to change.
No, there's no time limit. So depending on what patrol station you put in for, depends on how quickly you're going to get out to patrol.
Oh, okay.
So if you choose like Malibu, Los Hills, well, everybody retires there. It's not that fast. People stay there a long time. It's going to take you 10 years to get there. You might do 10 years in county and work in the jails.
Yeah.
I did my time at Century Station, which is in Linwood, and I got out in 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, you went from growing up in a hood going to another hood.
Yeah.
You still remember how it was like the first few months being in Linwood? How was that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a hard training officer at that point. I didn't like him a lot, but I think he was the best training officer in hindsight. Again, he's just hard. Make sure that you stay alive. But hard ways. And times were different back then. I mean, I went out there and got out there in 2001. So right before 9/11 happened.
Yeah,
I was out there. But training was hard. It's 6 months of patrol training, trying to learn the streets, trying to learn the area. a lot of report writing, you know, a lot of stuff on the radio you have to learn, a lot of codes, penal codes, vehicle codes, and whatnot. Very difficult, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how long were you a cop for or sheriff?
Yeah, so I was a cop for 15 years.
15 years. So, I mean, like, what kept you motivated to stay doing 15 years?
Look, at the end of the day, I got in it for the reason to try to, where I grew up, to try to help people not get into gangs.
Okay.
Right? Try to change some of the incidents that I had when I was growing up, right?
Yeah.
Going into Burbank and telling them to get out of that city when I lived in North Hollywood, just trying to go down and see a movie. You know, getting pulled over because I looked a certain way, being with certain people. And so at the end of the day, I try to change that.
Yeah.
That's why that was the initial reason I got in. But as you get in and you start doing that, you realize that it's hard to change people, and specifically because I'm wearing a uniform.
Yeah.
So I pull over somebody and I'm trying to give him advice and trying to help him. He's not listening to me. He's shut down because I am the enemy. I'm the LA County Sheriff's wearing a uniform, and I don't know what he's going through.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You know, I think I had a little bit more change when I was a gang deputy. You know, because they knew me a little bit more, you know, rather than a patrol deputy.
So what's the difference between a patrol deputy and a gang deputy?
Yeah, so patrol deputy is somebody who works at a station, handles calls, you know, that come in, 459, meaning burglary or robberies. They go and handle calls, right? And a gang unit deputy doesn't handle any calls. They're specifically only dealing with gang members to get information and dealing with gangs and knowing every gang in the neighborhood to try to deal with them and, you know, get information, get guns off the street, stop drive-bys or whatnot. So just specifically with that, you don't get any calls.
How'd you get into gang deputy?
Yeah, so after several years of working patrol, that was something I really liked, something I was really good at, talking to people and kind of coming down to that level and getting that respect from them back. And the opportunity happened that there was positions opened, and I applied for them. And I got in.
How'd you like that?
Oh, it was the best job I ever had.
Yeah? That was your favorite part?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're at the gang capital of the world.
Yeah.
You know, you're in L.A.
Yeah.
You know, so to say you were gangs in the L.A., you know, the gang capital of the world, it's pretty cool knowledge, like learning all the gangs, you know. I mean, look, what's the number one, like if I tell you this right now, what's the gang that is part of La M, or at least it was, part of La M, but doesn't have a 13 on it?
18?
No, they're not part of La M. The Mexican Mafia.
I don't know.
Clanton.
Oh.
They have a 14, C14.
Oh,
yeah.
C14. And they kept it because they were around before La M got started in the jails.
Yeah.
Right? And so things like that I learned, I was like, that is cool. You know, that's really cool. But just trying to help out people, one, and then trying to make sure that the community's safe, you know?
Yeah.
So.
That's crazy. And then what made you, well, I'm more interested right now, like, did you see any crazy ass shit? Any crazy ass stories you could share with us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything, you see a lot of different things. But off the top of my head, one of the good stories that I had is I was just getting off training with another guy who was just getting off training. We're driving in Linwood. We're almost about to get off shift, and I'm actually driving what we call bookman as the passenger. So I'm driving, my partner's the bookman, and we're going down in Linwood. In the distance, we see what we think is a gangster, right? Yeah. Male Hispanic, and he sees us. He's wearing a jersey. He sees us and starts running into these apartments, right? We're like, oh, shit, why is he running? So we speed up. By the time we look over, he had run through apartments on the left-hand side, and they had carports on the right where you park your cars. And there's a big gate that opens up where you go in, right? So he had ran through that, tried the front door. It was locked. My partner then at this time came out. At that time, he pulled out a gun, okay? So he keeps on running, tries another door, it's locked. So we know he doesn't live there somewhere. Yeah. He keeps running, and there's an open door, right? And at this time, I parked the car, I go out, we're on the radio already, requesting assistance, got a male Hispanic running with a gun. He goes into this apartment complex. As he goes in there, we're in the front. I go to the back real quick to make sure that he's not jumping out a window, you know, trying to contain everyone until we get other people there. But I see that the back of the apartments all have barred windows. Oh, okay. So he's not going anywhere, right? So I come back with my partner. At this time, you have a female adult and a male adult come out running. tiene pistola, oh my God, tiene pistola. They come outside. So we have them. While more units are getting there, the mom starts to tell us that her 2-year-old she was giving him a bath. And that he's in the tub with the water running.
Oh, shit.
So the kid is in there with the water running in the tub by himself. So now we have what's called exigent circumstances. So we decide instead of like something like that would be barricading, you call SWAT team.
Yeah.
They take it over. Hey, we got a barricaded suspect with a gun. You back off a little bit. But because you have exigent circumstances, now we have to go in for the life of the kid. So as we go in, we start clearing the house. We create a plan. We clear the living room, clear the kitchen, clear 2 bedrooms that were there, all the hallway and everything.
Just you two?
No, 4.
Oh, that's 4.
A sergeant, my partner, myself, and then another guy that got there.
Okay.
We clear the apartment and nowhere to be found, but in the bathroom, the door's closed. Right? So he's obviously in the bathroom with this kid. So what we didn't know was behind that door, he was sitting on the toilet, the door's to his left, pointing the gun at us with the kid in his arm.
Oh.
Okay? What ended up happening, he didn't want to come out. We kicked the door. When we kicked the door hit his gun, and it fell to the ground. If not, he would have shot at us and killed us. We were in this small hallway. He threw the kid at us. One of the deputies caught him, and then he started throwing blows with us.
Oh, shit.
So we ended up then tackling him, and he ended up going to the hospital.
What was he running? So he was running all crazy for the strap? Or there was some more
He was
shit?
probably on some shit, like some meth and stuff.
Yeah,
and
probably.
some stuff.
Probably paranoid, too.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. He had a gun. At that point, I don't know if he had any other thing, but he was probably on some dope, something, and then he had the gun. But that was pretty crazy because if the door hadn't hit the gun out of his hand, he could have shot us.
That's a trip. Like,
That's pretty
you
cool.
think about it, right? Like, he could have been dead.
Yeah.
Just like one lucky, kick down saved your life.
Yeah.
You used to get shot at a lot over there?
Yeah, I've been in 3 officer-involved shootings.
Oh.
So I've been in 3 officer-involved shootings on the department, and several of those little small incidents right there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But no one's shooting like randomly, huh? Like you guys are on patrol and just fucking...
Oh yeah, it's happened.
Like that?
Yeah. There's a story of another deputy that they were driving. Guy was on meth, on a binge all night. They turned the corner up in Firestone area off of Central and like 6 something. And the guy had a AK. He started lighting up the patrol vehicle. Pa, 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 pa. The guys got out of the car. One of the guys was ex-military, flanked him, shot him. So I had to sit on the body on that suspect. He didn't die, so he was in the hospital. I had to sit on him. He's in custody, but at the hospital. When he woke up, he didn't even remember what he did.
Oh, shit.
He just started shooting at the car. They just turned the corner at night, like at 2 a.m.
Where was he shooting from? The street? Or
From the street.
Damn.
Just the middle of the street.
And these are stuff you don't even hear in the news.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because it's Compton.
Yeah.
It's Firestone,
Yeah, right?
The media don't put that up.
Yeah. Man.
Is shit like that real common out there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, what made you get out of being a cop?
Yeah, so in about 2012, 2011, I ended up getting fired from the sheriff's department.
Oh,
I got
shit.
fired. Yeah, I got fired for having a tattoo. What they call it now in the media, obviously always throwing out the fake news, is deputy clicks or whatnot. But, I'll tell it to you this way. Having a tattoo that represents you and the group that you're with, everybody does it.
Yeah.
Military people do it.
Yeah.
Brotherhoods do it. They have crest, right? My
Yeah.
family crest. College people brand themselves.
Yeah.
It's a common thing, but the media wants to make more of it because people hate law enforcement.
Yeah.
And so they want to call it a clique or a gang or whatever, but a gang is 2 or 3 more people that are involved in criminal activity. We were involved in any criminal activity, but during that time, Tanaka and Baca were doing some bad things during that time, and Tanaka had a tattoo from a long time ago when he worked patrol. And I think when that came out that we had tattoos and he was getting pressed on that, he threw us under the bus for trying to say that, hey, I'm against that now.
Yeah.
And so we got fired.
You and how many homies?
7.
Or-
7?
7 guys. Yeah.
Oh,
all
wow.
in the same, patrolling the same at the
Yeah,
same
it was
station?
all the gang. It was all the gang unit.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
Just clean the house, the whole...
Oh yeah, and then the crash had happened several years ago, and they thought something was going on and whatnot, but it wasn't, and so they fired us, and we went through the civil process. It takes about a year investigation internal, and then after that you got to go through a civil process, and we all got our jobs back, and I decided to go a different way. I went,
Oh.
I went and I opened up my own business and said, I'm out.
Yeah. When that happens, do you're considered retired or just like you just stop?
No, you're just
Done?
yeah, done. You're not retirement is like or like if you resign.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I was fired and that was it.
That was it.
Did that come out on the news when that came
Yeah,
out?
it came out like CNN and everything.
What was it called? Was it called like something?
Yeah, it was called the Jump Out Boys.
The Jump Out Boys.
Oh.
That sounds
What year
that
was
sounds like
that?
an active name. Did you guys earn that name?
Yeah, it does. So they said that we called ourselves the
Because a
Jump
lot
Out
of people call it Jump Out Boys like Crash.
Correct.
You know
And
what
that
I'm
was the whole thing.
Oh.
Like rappers be like, oh, I'm gonna dip the Jump Out Boys. That's
Right.
you guys.
That's exactly that's exactly it. So they called us, the community of Compton called us Jump Out Boys because we would jump out of cars, you know, and
sure.
they what the media and what the investigation, what they said is that we call ourselves that. We call ourselves a Jump Out. We don't call ourselves anything. I got a tattoo with my brother who's been involved in some stuff. We have a brotherhood here because we work hard. We work hard for our community, and at the end of the day, things get twisted around because people want to fire you.
Yeah.
You know, and they can fire you for whatever. But the community is the one that you've heard it in rap songs
Jump
and
Out
whatnot.
Boys.
Jump Out Boys, and that's the people that work hard. So credit to us for having that and earning that. But unfortunately, things get twisted as they always do. And you know, I'm not here to explain what the media does or whatnot. I believe,
Yeah.
you know, you get to the source, you'll be fine.
That wasn't too long ago. Was it?
Yeah, it was about 8 years at least, 9 years, because I've been doing my other business for 8 years now.
Yeah. I kind of remember hearing something like that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like South Central, right? Compton
Compton.
area, right?
Man, you guys were in the
Yeah.
belly of the beast when
Yeah.
you guys were fucking patrolling. Like,
Oh, yeah.
talk about gangland.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and I worked gangs, and so what we did was back in the day, we used to be a gang and work that station, that area, South Central or whatever. But once things really started popping off, they said, no, you guys are going to be a roving unit and go everywhere. So I've worked Compton, East LA, Linwood, Pasadena, Lancaster, Palmdale, Crescenta Valley, everywhere. Wherever there's some gangs and stuff was going on, we were a suppressor unit. So.
Yeah.
Is there any city that like you're like, what the fuck? There's gangs here?
Pasadena.
Yeah, because a lot of it is nice, but once you cross over like
Right.
certain blocks, you're like, oh shit, okay, these are
Yeah.
the Bloods, these are the,
Correct,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Pasadena Rifa and all the other gangs.
I didn't even know there's.
Yeah.
No,
I'm getting put on game right now.
Yeah. No,
Pasadena's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like one side, it's just like
Yep.
fuck,
Yep.
like, and then the other side is like, okay, it has a couple of pockets, but
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you know, you
Pasadena,
have like
yeah.
those fake hoods, like you like, oh yeah, we're, you know, maybe you go to Marina Del Rey, we're the stoners or something. You're like, yeah, you guys in the gang, bro. Get out of here.
Redondo. What about Redondo Beach? Because they have gangs out there too, and I was just like,
Yeah.
well, Redondo Beach. Because when you go to the Redondo Pier, you're just seeing obviously the nice part
Yeah.
probably, but
Yeah.
I was just tripping out. There's a hood out there too.
Yeah. Yeah, but you go to Pasadena, I thought the same thing, but they're deep over there somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of different hoods too, huh?
A lot of different hoods. A lot of black hoods. That's what's there. Yeah.
That's a trip. So you said, I'm not going back then. And this is because you already wanted to start your own business, or more like, I need a new chapter?
No, I mean, I was a number. I was a number working for the county that didn't care about me, brother. You know what I'm saying? They were easy to fire me. They were easy to, you know, do whatever. I was gone, you know? The game is changing already, too, at that
Yeah.
point. You know, the way things were handled and the things that were coming up, they were changing.
Yeah.
And things were going on. That was it. I wanted to be a different person.
Yeah.
And I am a different person because I'm out of there.
Okay.
Different philosophy, different mentality, just different overall.
Okay.
So what are some takeaways that you got, or that like leaving the force and now like you reflecting back on your career? Because you did how many? 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what are some takeaways that you like now that you're reflecting and you're out of the hustle and bustle being in law enforcement that you?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of stress going on there, right? You see a lot of things that sometimes you don't have anybody to talk to, only your brothers, right? That you've seen stuff together. One of the things is I handled stress. People handle stress the wrong way. And one of the things that what I'm doing now is try to go back and tell these, you know, patrol deputies or law enforcement officers to handle stress differently. Because putting in a Tam's burger, Bobo's burger, you know, some kind of food that's greasy and so it's going to fill the tummy, doesn't get you mentally in a better place or physically. And so some of the takeaways I take now is being in better health has got me in a better place, mind, body, and soul. And I wish I could go back and and tell some of these people, hey, this is how you handle stress.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people deal with stress with what? Drinking or some kind of other stuff.
Sure, yeah.
And that's just the way it is. A lot of the philosophy is, hey, man, we just got off work. Let's go have some drinks.
Yeah.
Gets
Yeah.
people in trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's real talk. And then now you're stressed, you're fucking hungover, you didn't get good sleep, y vámonos otra vez to work again, and you're like, fuck, you just added more layers.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of people, I mean, they're overworked.
Yeah.
You know, they're short. Hey, we have to draft people. Meaning, if you're on the bottom of the list, you're working a double. And then, you know, who knows what's going on at home? You got kids. That's stress right there as well. Who's watching over the kid? The wife's got to work or whatnot, or the husband's got to work. And now you got that stress, and then you're already overworked. Then you got more stress at work.
Yeah.
You know?
Just adds up.
And then you're tired, right? Tiredness. And you make bad decisions. And that's where incidents happen, unfortunately. And that has to change within the department, within the whole nation of law enforcement has to stop that from happening, because people are making bad decisions, meaning law enforcement officers, based on not only stress, but overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, and not the knowledge of having to be better in mind, body, and soul through health and fitness.
That's real.
Block Boy Radio.
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 Block Boy Radio. Block Boy Radio.